Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to the channel. Unlike any other channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, my channel exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe.
So let's get into today's video. In today's video, we are taking a look at Shadow Tyranitar. I did recently run a poll on the channel and Shadow Tyranitar was miles in front, so we're going to run that today. Shadow Tyranitar, on his legacy move of Smackdown, has really great coverage, as obviously stuff like Froslass, Alola Ninetales and all the flyers do take super effective damage. Also, its dark typing does help it have resistances to the common ghost and other dark types. So, the team partners for it today. Obviously, Shadow Tyranitar is super weak to both Charm and Fighting, and I couldn't think of a better team partner for it than Shadow Golbat. I also said that in the poll, I hadn't had one made yet, so I was using one in the little cup, so I've powered that up to 1500 CP. As you can see by my Stardust, I am very broke. All these pair need to perform well is a trusty, reliable safe switch. And before the hype, I was using Drapion back in Season 7. It's a lot more common now. However, I was one of the first to use it, and he is my boy. He helped me be the first documentary player to get to Legend, and once again, we are going to use it on my preferred moveset in the Great League of Aqua Tail and Sludge Bomb. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into the battles. We're going to be leading Shadow Golbat for the duration of the video. I'm going to be showing one complete set and some bonus battles. So, in game 1, we pick up a lead against Umbreon. This is kind of neutral, kind of negative, as we can only hit it with Poison Fang, and they are a lot more bulky than we are. I switch out into Drapion, looking to catch the foul play. I'm unsuccessful, and we're met with a Confusion Wormadam. Drapion does single resist Confusion. Obviously, Dark would double resist and Poison would take super effective, hence we single resist it. So you can see these Confusions don't do too much. And once again, we are trying to align our fast moves. 2 Poison Stings is 4 turns, 1 Confusion is also 4 turns. You can now see that we've got this Wormadam super low. However, they are also resisting Poison type moves due to their Steel typing. So I overfarm heavily and I'm going to go for this Aqua Tail. If the opponent chooses to shield, I will outpace them once again to the next move. Unfortunately, we do let a whole Confusion through, which is really rough for us. However, we do force 2 shields. Shadow Tyranitar is one of the glassiest Pokemon. A lot like Honchkrow, can't really take any moves, so I choose to give up switch. Let's see if this is going to be a good decision. I come in with Tyranitar, manage to smack down. Let's see what they've got in the back. In the back is an Azumeril. So this is where I make a bit of a mistake. I build up to the Stone Edge, I bank it for later, and I switch out into Golbat. Unfortunately, Golbat would take super effective from the Ice Beam, so I do have to shield it up. I'm over farming, expecting them to switch out at some stage. I go for this Poison Fang, which will obviously lower the Azumeril's defenses. They build up to 5 bubbles, so they now have an Ice Beam. So the win con for me is I'm going to have to leave with a Stone Edge. So I'm going to have to try and soft lose this matchup. However, I'm going to have to try and put it in a range where I can fast move down and Stone Edge the Azu. Unfortunately for us, this Umbreon is running Psychic. That's really rough, as Golbat does get one shot. If it was just running Foul Play, we would have survived. So you can see here, this is where I make a mistake. You can see that I'm almost at 100 energy. I should have thrown the Crunch, maybe perhaps undercharge it so they wouldn't have got to this next move and I could have had the Stone Edge ready. However, I am unsuccessful in that, and due to the miscalculation and not going for an undercharge, we do lose game 1. So let's get into game 2 of the video and see if we can get a better matchup. We pick up a lead against Caesar. This thing has been absolutely everywhere. It's been featured by absolutely everyone. So the wing attacks do hit for neutral due to Bug Taker being super effective and Steel resisting. You can see that with the lowered defenses, these wing attacks, do really chunk. I shield up the Night Slash. I know I'm going to get to this next Poison Fang. Let's see if the opponent wants to shield. Although resisted with the lowered defense, this is going to be enough to KO. The opponent actually chooses to shield. I'm looking at my health. I do believe I might just survive. Let's see. We get the wing attack through. So if I do survive, we manage to win switch. We do survive on 1 HP. And now we have switch. So we once again see an Umbreon. We saw in the last matchup, it is quite dominant. Especially in even energy. We do get a bit of lag. I'm not really sure where their energy's at right now. They go for last resort. You can see it does do a decent chunk even though resisted. I'm now going to go straight for this Stone Edge. Stone Edge, let's see how much it does to the bulky Umbreon. You can see it does around 45%. Umbreon's an absolute tank. That does huge damage. The fact that they are staying in a bad matchup, I choose to shield up their move, and in the back's an azumeril. Obviously Drapion does have a fairly good matchup here, especially as they're thrown after 5. This is going to be the Ice Beam. We're now in a tricky spot. I overfarm heavily. Now the azumeril has to decide, am I baiting, am I going for the Sludge Bomb? If you follow this channel, you know the answer to that. I'm not baiting. The opponent calls the bait. They get almost one shot. We managed to Poison Sting down, and I had a back-to-back Aqua Tail ready for that Umbreon. So in that game, knowing my win con, not baiting, managed to clutch out that victory. Off to a 1-1 start. Moving on into game 3 of the video. We pick up a dreadful lead against Galvantula. This thing pretty much beats all 3 of our Pokemon. I go for one wing attack, I transfer the Volt Switch damage onto my Drapion, and I manage to out-spam him to this Aqua Tail. The Galvantula is throwing its energy, so I am going to shield up this lunge. I am now ahead in energy, especially as I got to the Poison Fang. I'm now once again going to go for another Aqua Tail. Let's see what the opponent wants to do here. The opponent catches on their own Drapion. However, the fact we're on an Aqua Tail should mean we could possibly flip switch. Let's see what moveset they're on. They are running Crunch. That does massive damage. Obviously, we was already chipped down by the Volt Switches. I'm now going to have to try and get to back-to-back Aqua Tails before they get to a second Crunch. You can see we're going to be one fast move away. However, it's not going to be worth a shield. Like I've said previously, Shadow Tyranitar will need shields to function. So, I wait out my switch timer, and I'm going to bring back in Golbat and look to wing attack down. We are going to have to eat a move, which is fine. Crunch is going to hurt. It's probably going to do around 50%. However, I know Golbat has got not really that much value, as this Galvantula is going to be able to fast move us down. The Galvantula comes back in. They get a Volt Switch through, which is terrible for us. I immediately fire this Poison Fang. This lowers the defense, and I instantly swap out into Tyranitar. 1, 2, 3 smackdowns, and we absolutely delete that spider. In the back is a Wormadam. The opponent doesn't want the smoke. Shout out Oxford U, and we take that game. Moving on into game 4 of the video. We lead our Shadow Golbat once again into a Galvantula. GBL definitely has a funny way of showing you what your team is really weak to. So once again, I build up to a Crunch and fire off an Aqua Tail. Let's see if we can draw a shield. We do draw a shield, which is great for us. We managed to get a Poison Sting through. However, unlike the last game, I'm actually going to tank this move. I'm going for the Sludge Bomb, which we managed to get to before they managed to Volt Switch us down. This is going to do huge damage. Even debuffed, it does almost all of Galvantula's health. They are at a move. However, I can now wait out my switch timer, and it's just going to be one smackdown to take him out. We sneak the smackdown through, so I can shield this up. I'm not even going to have to take any Volt Switch damage, which is great for us. Let's see what the opponent's going to bring in next. They bring in a Wigglytuff, so not only was we hard counted in the lead, we're actually hard counted in the secondary matchup, and in the back they have a Jellicent. So most Jellicent I have seen are running Shadow Ball and Ice Beam. This opponent goes straight for the Shadow Ball. I am trying to time my fast move to not let through any hexes, which we do. I've overfarmed heavily. I go straight for the Shadow Ball, and it lands. We one-shot the Jelly. Back out comes Wiggly. Can Golbat clutch out this game? We go for the Poison Fang. That does huge damage. The opponent obviously didn't want to shield the first one, as the second one is going to do more damage, but that first one did almost half its health. The second one draws the shield, and at this stage we can wing attack down. So Golbat there took out 2 full health Pokemon by itself. Although it was a Shadow Tyranitar feature, Shadow Tyranitar did literally nothing in that game. One smackdown took out the Galvantula, and that's pretty much all it did. Like I said in the intro, it is so weak to Charm. 3 or 4 charms and we would have been completely out of there. So, moving on into this next battle. We lead our Shadow Golbat into Nidoqueen. This is a fairly decent matchup. We do have to watch out for the Stone Edge. A lot of Nidoqueens are running Stone Edge, as obviously they have the potential to one-shot flyers. They build up to the Stone Edge, so I do respect it. We correctly shield the Stone Edge and we are in a great spot. The opponent switches out into a Wormadam. I imagine it's a Wormadam. I saw the confusion animation and I am correct. So I go for the Poison Fang, baiting the Shadow Ball, and I'm now looking to smack all the way down with Tyranitar. I've now got a tricky spot. I'm already down 1 shield. I actually shield up the Bug Buzz and now I'm going to commit to the smackdown. We managed to do that and we're now absolutely loaded full of energy. They bring out Toxicroak. However, Toxicroak really is not going to appreciate these Shadow Crunches. I go for the first. I'm looking to get to the second. However, you can see there, literally 4 counters takes us out completely. However, we're in a great spot as Golbat completely walls this thing. They did 4 counters on Tyranitar. They've done 2 more here. So there's only going to be a Mud Bomb. Charlie has anything. Then I'll switch back out into the Nidoqueen. I don't really need any charge moves to take out the Toxicroak, so I try and bait once again with the Poison Fang. I soften it up. However, this has lowered the defense, so now 1 Aqua Tail will be enough to KO. They go once again for the Stone Edge. We do survive. I get to the back-to-back Aqua Tail, so this one should draw the shield, which it does, and we now outpace them to this second Aqua Tail. This second Aqua Tail is going to take out the Nidoqueen, and we're now super low on health. This is absolutely perfect. The Toxicroak's got hardly any farm. I've got the Poison Fang saved. This resisted Poison Fang is going to be enough to take that game. And we go 4-1 in the set. So not too bad considering I just powered up these Pokemon this morning other than Drapion. And we get a Giratina reward. I'm not going to lie, I did cut this out as I did use about 25 balls and I don't think anyone wants to see me sit here attempting to catch Giratina. So let's move on into the bonus battles. In bonus battle game number 1, we pick up a neutral matchup against the Powder Snow Alolan Ninetales. I count to 5 and I catch the Weather Ball onto Drapion. The fact it's on Powder Snow does mean that we're going to have a really good matchup with Tyranitar in the back. So I was willing to switch out into something that you normally would imagine is a counter for Ninetales. However, in this case, the Drapion is actually the soft counter. We actually managed to draw out a Nidoqueen. They don't even bait the Earth Power or Stone Edge, so I no shield. And I get to yet another Aqua Tail. This is why I love Aqua Tail. 4 Poison Stings. We managed to land the Aqua Tail. We take a shield and we get it super, super low. So, again, I wait out my switch timer. And at this stage, I am going to look to try and wing attack down. I call the Poison Fang once again. The opponent makes a really aggressive swap into, I believe, Alolan Marowak. I see the Fire Spin come through. We managed to get the shield with the Shadow Ball. You can see these smackdowns are absolutely shredded. Bone Club is a terrible move. However, the super squishy Tyranitar doesn't really want to take them. So, once again, I am going to choose to shield this up. That smackdown you saw go through is going to KO. And back out comes the Nidoqueen. The Nidoqueen hasn't got really any energy. However, smackdown is resisted. So I go for the crunch, and now this fast move pressure should be enough to really pressure this Ninetales. You can see we get it down to below half health. Now it's going to be a race. The Golbat is taking super effective damage from the Powder Snows. However, Golbat once again coming in clutch, gets to this Poison Fang, and we take that game. Moving on into the next bonus battle. We lead our Shadow Golbat into Drapion. This is kind of a neutral matchup. I am counting. I look to catch the crunch on my own Drapion. We do manage to successfully catch the crunch, and we're actually met with a mandibuzz. This is kind of alright for us, as obviously Tyranitar and Golbat both have an alright matchup. We go for the Sludge Bomb. It does around 35%, which is great. You can see that we've almost got it down to half health with the Poison Stings. They go for the Aerial Ace, which does KO. So, I'm now in a tricky spot. What do? Do I come in with Tyranitar, or do I come back in with Golbat? I've decided it's a Tyranitar feature, so here we go. Tyranitar is absolutely shredding the flying Umbreon. They go for the Aerial Ace. We tank that no problem as it is resisted. Let's see what they come out with next. Back up comes the Drapion. I go straight for the Stone Edge. Let's see if the opponent wants the shield. I could have probably went for the crunch, trying to get the defense drop. However, they do shield it up, and they now switch out once again. I go straight for this Poison Fang against the Wormadam. You can see that these Confusions are hitting for super effective, but Golbat is quite tanky. I get to the Shadow Ball, so the opponent once again is going to have to shield. We've now got all the opponent's shields and we are up 2 shields. I go for yet another Poison Fang. This is once again lowering the opponent's defense. The opponent is loaded full of energy, but we still have two shields. We sneak a Smackdown through with the double defense drop. The win con for us here will be managing to completely smack down. 3 Smackdowns, we get it out of there. Back out comes Drapion. This time I go for the crunch, even resisted. This is going to do huge damage. It almost one-shots. We get the Smackdown through. We shield this up. That Smackdown is going to take out the Drapion. You can see there, Shadow Tyranitar absolutely sweeping that team. Moving on into the final bonus battle of the video. So once again, we see Jellicent in the lead. I count to 5, looking to catch the Shadow Ball. I'm unsuccessful. Once again, our Drapion save switch is met with a mandibuzz. We saw this last time. However, the issue for us this time is the Jellicent is on Bubble. Bubble will be hitting Tyranitar for super effective damage due to our rock typing. As we are a lot healthier this time, our Drapion does manage to survive the aerial ace, no problem. We get to another Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb gets the mandibuzz super low. As they're on Air Slash, we do outpace them. This Aqua Tail is either going to win switch or draw a shield. We manage to draw a shield. We're desperately trying to get to another Aqua Tail. Unfortunately, we're unable to and we get farmed down. So we're up 2 shields. I go for the wing attack. I'm going to tank this charge move. I'm going to save my shields. You can see the foul play does huge damage. If they come back out with a Jellicent, which they do, I am going to have to shield this up, and I now have a Shadow Ball ready to go. The opponent does go for the Shadow Ball. We now go for our own Shadow Ball. Let's see if we can manage to take this Jellicent out. The Jellicent does shield, and they've actually got a Scrafty in the back. You can see there, 3 or 4 counters, and we get absolutely deleted. Our Golbat is super low. We've literally probably got around 20% health. We've got a full health Scrafty, and we've got that Jellicent in the back. So the only win con for me is calling the foul play. The opponent does foul play. You can see these wing attacks are absolutely shredding. This is going to be a pop. Can Shadow Golbat survive? The pop comes through, does hardly any damage. We've got 1 HP and a dream. We're at the Shadow Ball. A Golbat on 20% health takes out a full health Scrafty and the Jellicent. Absolutely unbelievable. Shadow Golbat, you monster. Shadow Pokemon are really expensive to build. However, Shadow Golbat is only 12k for that second move. If you haven't got one made already, I highly recommend it. You can see that this was a Shadow Tyranitar feature, but Shadow Golbat was pretty much the MVP. Don't get me wrong, Shadow Tyranitar was fantastic, but Shadow Golbat was so consistent in every single matchup. Even against stuff like Wormadam, where it is taking super effective damage, it did put in a lot of work. So, what do I think of Shadow Tyranitar? Once again, I do think Shadow Tyranitar is a good pick. You can see that anything that is weak to rock, it absolutely shreds. It's pretty good against the other dark types, even the bulky ones such as Umbreon. This team itself, actually, I would recommend, as I did just power up 2 fresh Pokemon. I think I went 9-3 with this team overall, as I haven't really had much time to play today. So pretty positive. We had a few misplays like you saw in the first game. A misplay that could have been another victory. So this team is really strong and I would highly recommend it. So this team was a team that you guys voted for. If you've got any other Shadow Pokemon that you would like to see, post it in the comment section down below. I'd just like to say thanks for watching and I will see you all in the next one.